It's okay for a playthrough. Let's see what we got.
Transmaxxing is the
Transmaxxing.
transitioning to another gender in hope that it may help you to escape inceldom. Apparently incels are now transitioning to be a woman so they can get laid. Cannot make this up. Why are incels turning themselves?
Yeah, I heard about this. Men are trying to transition into women so that they can date lesbian girls or some shit. Something like that. I mean, I think it's a pretty good idea. I'll be honest. If you're desperate, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Into girls. Transmaxxing is a subculture of young men who embrace trans identities not because they believe they were born in the wrong body or have gender dysphoria, but simply because they can and because they think it'll make their lives better. So there is a checklist apparently on this Reddit page that tells the...
And I think honestly, this is as good a reason as actually having body dysmorphia, whatever, to change your gender. I don't think one is more right than the other, because whatever you feel like will improve your life, right? How can you judge someone based on if they had that urge since a kid or since, you know, they got the idea?
It's not because they believe they were born in the wrong body or have gender dysphoria, but simply because they can and because they think it'll make their lives better. So there is a checklist apparently on this Reddit page that tells these so-called transmaxers exactly how transitioning is going to improve their lives. We're gonna go by this bit by bit. Number 0, I don't know why it starts with number 0. Sexual excitement from having a feminine body. Okay, so this is what being an autogynephile is. I made a video a few months ago with my friend Jana, who is a trans woman. We explained the differences between the two identities or mental disorders, whatever you want to call them. I'll have that link below in the description for you. Number 1, the superiority of female aesthetics. Female aesthetics to me again sounds very much like autogynephilia, honestly. If this turns you on, like seeing yourself as a woman, like you wearing it and not someone else, that's autogynephilia. Number 2, access to the transbian dating pool. Okay, now pause. Now I know why you guys sent this to me. Now I know why you wanted me to talk about this, because this is just ridiculous. So you are telling me that you fetishize lesbians so much that you go on HRT to become trans or to become a woman instead of simply just dating a bisexual or a straight woman. Also, definitely not easier being a lesbian or dating as a lesbian. I've been single for 5 years. I promise it's not easier. They're crazy. Number 3, full body orgasms. Also incorrect. Males can have full body orgasms. I don't think it's as easy for them to. You have to definitely tap into it mentally. There's a lot of work to be done to make that happen, but it definitely can happen. Number 4, multiple orgasms from penile stimulation. This might be true. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask a few trans women friends of mine. What I do know for a fact is that you actually want sex less when you go on HRT as a trans woman. Number 5, your breasts will become sensitive. There are plenty of men who already have sensitive nipples, but maybe that's true. Number 6, you will feel emotions stronger and be happier on estrogen.
Always jerk off before
Here is
transition.
a daily chic lesson, Mr. Force. But if you insist on 50k viewers rule, here is another link for you.
I very much do.
I guess the extent of their emotions, so to speak. It's not necessarily that you have mood swings or that you have more emotions. It's almost like coming off of an antidepressant. The negative and positive emotions just become wider again. Number 7, being able to attract cis lesbians if you become attractive enough. Again, with fetishizing lesbians, you're gross. Stop it. Number 8, being able to attract high quality males for sex. Not sure I would consider somebody a high quality male if they were with you knowing you transitioned just to get in your pants. That's also called fetishizing. Number 9, softer skin and less or no acne. Softer skin, I believe, is true. Less acne, I also think might be true. Number 10, live longer. I don't think that's true. We're gonna have to make a video on that. Number 11, being able to extract resources from males. What the fuck does that even mean? Number 12, you will no longer be driven to do dangerous and idiotic things.
Live longer?
I mean, maybe. Number 13, stop and reverse hair loss.
What do you mean live longer? You don't live longer because you're transitioning. I mean, there's the cause, there's the reasoning that women lives longer, but usually it's because men are bigger. The bigger you are, the shorter lifespan you have, just like with dogs or other animals.
Is due to testosterone.
But it is not, you cannot
Number
transition
13, stop and reverse hair
and
loss.
get that
I
effect
think that
because
might be true. Number 14, people will treat
your
you
size
better
is
if they think you
already
are female.
created at
Not
the time of
necessarily.
transition.
There are privileges that come with being perceived as female, and there are privileges that come with being perceived as male. It doesn't mean that male privilege and female privilege don't exist. It means that all privileges exist. In fact, in woke cities like San Francisco, you actually are more privileged as a trans person. Get $1,200.
No. You're missing the point. It's not elephants. No. It's within the same species, alright? The bigger within the same species, alright? Your heart gets more strained, right? From pumping blood. Because there's not as much difference between the hearts of a small, shorter person, smaller person, and a big person. So it's just like overall the effect on your organs and stuff.
Number 15,
they remain
less
roughly the
likely to
same
get
no matter.
killed. I don't know where they're getting that from. Number 16, access to female spaces. Males are disgusting. Gross.
So I'm not comparing other
Number
species with
cheaper
humans
cars,
that are
okay,
bigger.
whatever. Going
Obviously
through
not.
any transition is not fun. Even if you do have gender dysphoria. Just for a second, I want you guys to imagine these types of people doing it when they don't have gender dysphoria. Guided by a 73-page manifesto, Transmaxxing see gender transition as a revolutionary response to the combination of industrialization and biomedical technologies that they feel have eroded the financial and reproductive opportunities previously available to most men. So there was a time in the world where no one was woke, right? It was okay to be a gay man that dressed in drag. It was okay to...
You can get smaller faster due to lack of testosterone. Bro, if you are in your fucking 20s or whatever, alright? Or, yeah, I mean, you're fully grown by the time transitioning. If you have less testosterone, you don't fucking shrink. You do shrink with old age, but that comes way later, alright? Because of posture and shit.
To be a straight man who cross-dressed. Then trans women, of course, started coming out, being more vocal, and then, of course, acceptance of trans people naturally followed. Of course, all of these things should be accepted, but this should not. And I'm gonna get spiritual for a second. Hear me out. What these men are saying is that if people don't see my worth from a dating perspective, I'm going to completely change who I am. How is that healthy on any level? That is not self-love. That's not self-esteem. Look, there's the outer world, and then there is your inner world. Guess which one you always have to live with. And to be complete, we have to understand both. Inner peace is your inner world. The outer world is your mission and what you have to offer society, your gifts. By changing who you are, isn't that denying both of these things? Most people are stuck in ego power or fake power, where they confide in other people to see their own value or worth. My shoulder's being a slut. We're just gonna leave it there. A better explanation might be fake power is allowing somebody else's opinions of you to validate your own worth, to create the love that you should have for yourself. Yes, it feels nice when we get a ton of likes on Instagram, or when we get a ton of great comments, or when someone wants to sleep with us. All of a sudden, we feel like we are worthy to exist, worthy of attention. But is this real power? What if that same person or that same group of people started to come around and called you ugly and basic? You would be upset. I mean, most people would. What's really happening here is that you are allowing that person or those people to control the feelings you have about yourself, your inner self-worth. Why would you want someone else to control your feelings? Is that powerful? What this comes down to in a very weird way is that being a woman or being trans is seen as offering much more than simply being a dude who can't get laid. Or maybe in some way it's this weird idea of becoming what you can't attain. Also, something that people that are covering this topic aren't noting is that these guys might very well be doing this because the current society hates cis straight white men. It happened with young women first. All these young women are no longer wanting to simply be straight or identifying as queer, non-binary, gender fluid, whatever these things are.
I mean, society hates straight white men. That's not the case, right? Words or action speaks louder than words. Until they actually get mistreated, it's just not true. They have better salaries. Hey, stop